spent 20 years traveling the world, tracking the factories where our stuff is made and the dumps where it's dumped. And the things that I saw were fascinating. I realized that all this stuff in our life has these hidden impacts, a hidden social, environmental, economic, emotional impact all over the world. And I wanted to share what I'd found with people here so that we knew what we were participating in when we just keep buying all this consumer stuff. So I developed a live presentation where I would talk about where all our stuff comes from and where it goes. And the presentation was so popular that I couldn't keep up with requests to give it. So I made a little film about it. It's a 20-minute, fast-paced, fact-filled film that's on the internet. To my total astonishment, it became a huge success. In the first 18 months after it was released, over 7 million people saw it. And I was flooded with requests, literally tens of thousands of emails asking for much more information. And so I wrote the Story of Stuff book to provide that information. We've organized our consumer society around this take, make, waste frenzy of taking the incredible resources the planet provides, making consumer stuff with it, and then just running it through the system, throwing it away, replacing it as fast as possible. It's an absolute frenzy, and it's bumping up against limits of the planet. We're using too much stuff. You know, we're bumping up limits in terms of energy, in terms of climate, in terms of water and resources, and also bumping up against limits in terms of quality of life. Increasingly, people are finding that on this complete frenzy, take, make, waste system, it's just not fulfilling. We've lost touch with our communities and our families and the things that really make us happy. So both in terms of the physical environment and in terms of our emotional health, it's just not working. I'm not anti-stuff. I'm not saying we shouldn't have and appreciate our stuff. It's actually the opposite. I'm saying we should appreciate it. We should have reverence and recognition for all the effort that went into this. And if you actually go to those factories and see the people sewing our clothes or putting together our electronics and think about the journey it has to take back to us, it really makes us want to treat our stuff a little better. The number one thing that I do to reduce my waste is I live in community. I know my neighbors, I'm friends with them, we share. That means we each don't have to have a lawnmower and a fax machine and a bicycle, but we can share all these things. We can turn to the community rather than the commercial marketplace to meet our needs. You can also avoid single-use disposable things. Just build into your daily practices stuff like taking your own cup and taking your own bag to the store. It's not that hard once you sort of build it into your life. We think of that as designing waste out of our whole system. Recycling is good, of course, but there's a reason why recycling comes third in the mantra: reduce, reuse, recycle. Recycling is the last thing you should do. That's only if you can't avoid bringing this material into your life in the first place. The better thing to do is avoid buying so much stuff, especially overpackaged stuff. Reduce as much as you can, and then if you absolutely have to have something you throw away, then recycle it. Each year they calculate the day at which we've used that year's worth of natural resources. In 2009, that day was September 25th. That means by September 25th, 2009, we had used up the planetary's bioproduction for that year. From September 25th on, we're basically consuming on credit. We're eating into the planet's capital, which undermines the very systems that we need to produce next year's stuff. So I just find that a shocking figure, that we're using more than the planet provides each year, but nobody's talking about it.